In this video, I wanted to discuss 5 ways to create a meaningful movement practice. So often, especially if you're still developing a movement form or practice or modality for yourself that doesn't involve relying on other people, such as going to classes or joining gyms, etc., it can be hard to create a movement practice that feels meaningful and connected to your whole being. So I wanted to give a couple ways that I've been playing with in my life that you can try on for yourself. Number 1 is tie your movement practice in with an emotion you would like to feel. So in the mornings, often I am feeling dull, tired, uninspired, and I pretty much want to feel the opposite of that. I want to feel inspired, I want to feel joyful, energized. So I'll tie whatever movement it is that I'm practicing for the day, whether that's steel mace training, dance training, running, weightlifting, whatever it is for you. Those are some of my things. Tying those movements in with emotions you want to feel. By that I mean feeling somatically those emotions inside as you're moving. Movement has an amazing way of shifting our energy because of the blood flow that's happening, because of the challenge that's going on. So it's a great way to get unstuck off of emotions that we're currently feeling and get into new ones. I'll make a whole other video on that, but that's one. Choose at least one emotion that you're trying to cultivate, and intentionally cultivating it while you're training can make your movement practice more meaningful. 2, create a consistent schedule for your movement practices. So I follow something called the 4-day wave and can go into that later. But essentially, I know that every Monday and Tuesday I'm doing higher intensity movement practices along with Friday and Saturdays. And the other days I know that I'm focusing on restorative movement, taking more gentle care of my body. And so when Tuesday rolls around, I know, oh, today is the day for movement. I don't have to think or question it. And it's also okay if I miss a Tuesday. I know easily that I can jump back in on my Friday, etc. So that has been really transformational for me, is knowing which days are which in my week. That way I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to consider, oh, do I want to work out today or not? And then if I do miss it, I know what's coming next and I can jump back into the rhythm. Number 3, ways of including other people. So while, sometimes it's easy to rely on people, and this video is more about creating an empowered movement and meaningful practice for you personally, including others is also obviously the number 1 inspiring way to move for me and for many other people. Is if we're doing things together, we can uplift each other, and we can push through barriers that perhaps are harder to push through on our own. So even if you're just moving with another person with your own 2 separate practices, you can also be doing things online with one another, or you can even check in with someone and say like, hey, I'm gonna do my movement practice. Check in with me in an hour and make sure I did it. So some ways that can be helpful and perhaps more meaningful as you are developing a practice for yourself. 4, tie movement to a meaningful goal. So outside of whatever reasons you're wanting to develop more movement in your life, whether that just be greater health or changing in your body composition or the ability to do your sport better, you can also expand the connection between movement and goals in your outer life that aren't related to your movement practice, such as, let's say you want to get a master's degree, or you would love to meet a new friend, or anything really. You can tie your practice and whatever that focused half an hour or hour is, into cultivating the mindset and the energy needed to achieve those goals. That could also be goals for me personally, I want to expand in my ability of improvisational dance. And while I'm not necessarily movement training in dance, the training that I am doing over here with other forms of movement is helping me to develop the mindset, but also the physical energy and the physical form in order to be able to tie into that goal. And then number 5, inspiring environment. So for me, nature is the most inspiring, so I love practicing movement outside. However, 1, not everyone can go outside, and 2, maybe you don't connect with the outdoors. And if that's so, there's ways to make your indoor environment, if you're practicing at home, inspiring for you. So whether that is creating a more sacred container, you can light candles, whether that's having inspiring pictures around you or inspiring quotes, cleaning your space before you work out, even the environment in your mind, inspiring music, things that are getting you uplifted and feel a wonder and a joy for the beauty all around you. So those are my 5 quick ways of how to incorporate deeper meaning and therefore consistency in your movement practice. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any other ones that work for you, I would love to hear. How do you create deeper meaning in your movement practice? What keeps you showing up, and how does it trickle out into the rest